right, here we are in video number 2 of lesson 4, and you see that we have a problem on the board. 4,598 times 7. Estimate the little squiggly lines. That means this is an estimate. 4,000 times 10 equals 40,000. So to estimate 4,598 times 7, our student Tara multiplied 4,000 times 10 and got 40,000. Do you think that estimate is reasonable? Thinking. Maybe you're saying no, not reasonable, because she rounded from 4,598 all the way down to 4,000, right? So that would mean that her answer is going to be pretty far from the actual answer. She should have rounded this up to 5,000 because you see our 500 is going to be closer to 5,000, right? 5 or up. She should have rounded up. That would be one way to make that more reasonable. Let's use these tools this time just for fun. Pencil, purple. Okay, so if she would have said 5,000 times, she could have said 5,000 times 10, and then her answer would be 5 times 10, 50, and 3 zeros, 50,000. Okay, sorry, that's a little sloppy there. Notice that we're not using this extra 10, this extra 0 here. We don't have 4. Well, we do have 4 zeros, but what I did was 5 times 10, right? And that's how I got my 50. And then I added 3 zeros on. Okay, so you want to be careful not to add 4 zeros on because we already used the 0 in the 10. Okay, just a little side note there. All right, so could she have done something else that might even be closer? Could she have done 5,000 times 7 and not rounded her 7 up to a 10? Do we know 5 times 7, 35, and then our 3 zeros? Okay, so we have 3 different estimates here. We have 40,000, we have 50,000, and we have 35,000, right? The actual answer is 32,186. So we can see that rounding correctly, right? Looking at the 5, it's telling, okay, the 4, you need to go up, right? Because I'm 5 or above. And then keeping our 7 the same when we can, right? We can multiply by a power of 10, but it's going to make our estimate a little too large sometimes. Okay? All right, very good. Let's clear this and go to your books. All right, so you want to go to your book, page 37 in your Learn book. Page 37, it's going to look like this. It has the magnifying glass. And you can see we have a couple of problems you're going to do there, and this is for your notes. Now, one thing I want to remind you is that since we are practicing estimation, you are not going to solve the problem, like do the math, and then estimate the answer. Sometimes kids have done that. I think they're just trying to make it perfect, right? But we are learning to estimate so that it's easy math, right? Not doing the hard math and then estimating it, okay? Just estimating it. We don't actually have to solve for most of this work, okay? So estimate each product. Show your thinking. Now, I know some of you could do this with mental math, but I want you to show your thinking so we can look at the numbers that you're using. Okay, so you're just writing down the numbers that you're using. Okay, let's, oh, I thought maybe it was going to show it, but it's not showing it. Okay, so 7 1,114 times 20. All right, so we want to round to the closest, right? It's only 100, so let's just change this to 1,000, right? I mean, yeah, 7,000, right? Because this 1 is telling us to go stay the same with our 7. And then times 20. Okay, that's nice. And so this is an estimate that we are doing. So this sign shows that's estimation. But then we put an equal sign because this is the actual multiplication of these two numbers. But they're all estimates of this. Okay, so 7,000 times 20. That's the same as 7 times 1,000 times 2 times 10, right? Okay, so that would be 1, 2, 3 zeros, 4 zeros, 10 to the 4th power. Now, 7 times 2, 14. 14 times 10 to the 4th power, 14 and 4 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we can go back and put our commas in there. 1,400, I'm sorry, 140,000, right? Okay. Sorry, just making sure I said everything I wanted to say. Okay, I think that's a pretty good way to do the first one. Let's look at the second one. Number 2, 1,009 times 51. 1,009 times 51. So make sure you're writing these down, right? If you didn't write that last one down, you better go back and write it down. 1,009 is very close to 1,000, right? Because we have the zeros here, and our 0 tells our 1 to stay the same. And 51 is very close to 50. All right. And then I'm thinking 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Well, 50 is the same as 5 times 10, right? And 1,000 is the same as 10 times 10 times 10. Okay, so now we have 4 tens. So that would be 10 to the 4th power times 5. Okay, or 5 and 4 zeros. 50,000. Okay, make sure you have that written in your book under number 2. And now go ahead and try number 3 and number 4 on your own. I'm going to give you a little bit more than a minute to try those on your own in your book. Okay, go do that now. Okay, if you need more time, you can pause the video. All right. Okay, so let's look at 92 times 396,285. See the 9? It's telling the 3 to go up to 4, right? So this can become 400,000. Maybe that's what you changed it to. And 92 can become 90, right? So then we have 9 times 10 times 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's 5 tens. 5 zeros equal 5 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now all together that makes 6 tens, 10 to the 6th power, and we have 9 times 4, right? 9 times 4. 9 times 4 is 36. Sorry for the sloppy writing. Okay, so 36 times 10 to the 6th power. 36 and 6 zeros. 36 million. Wow. Now, if you didn't get it right, if this isn't the answer that you got for your estimate, it should be close. You should be able to show what you did. If you don't have it written similar to me, you can add mine because these are your notes. Okay, make sure you have something there. And let's look at which number is the best estimate of 976 times 52. Okay, don't forget you need to show your work. So 976 is close to 1,000, right? Because the 7 tells the 9 to go up. And 52 is close to 50 because the 2 tells the 5 to stay the same, right? Okay, and 50 times 1,000 is 50,000. Okay, very good. All right, so we're always looking at our powers of 10 or our multiples of powers of 10, and we can have more than one correct answer, right? Maybe you didn't get 50,000 here. Maybe you did 52 times 1,000 and you got 52,000, right? Okay, that's all right, but we should be able to say that this is also a possible correct answer. Okay, very nice job. Okay, and we're going to stop there, and I'll see you in video 3. Thank you very much for your hard work. Aloha.